where do you want to start?
Uh-oh.
Where do you want to get out the way, or do you want to
All
hold?
star.
Like,
No. Let's go NBA. Actually, we can get it out the way.
wherever we
Just
want
get
to
out
go.
the way. Just
Get it out the
way.
way. All right, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's get it out the
I need
way.
a refill though, but I'm gonna wait.
Let's get it out the way.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
use the
hear
bathroom,
how he
fellas.
starts. I want to hear how he starts. I'm gonna get a
I'm
drink.
going to the
I want to see how
bathroom.
he
Yeah, wherever you start, then I could start with where I'm going.
You stretching for this? Damn, I know you emotional right now.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to get too crazy.
Nah, too cool. We're not watching the highlights or nothing. So
We don't need to do that.
yeah.
Nah,
It
throw
was
the highlights
not
on. Throw the
No,
highlights on.
hell no, absolutely not. I didn't even finish the game. I rage quit.
Executed game plan by the Patriots. It was not a well executed game plan by the Patriots. It was not a great performance. It was obviously a horrible offensive performance through 3 quarters. The only reason that the stats look respectable is just because the garbage time at the end of the game. The defense played pretty good, but overrated performance in my opinion. If you step away from how you were feeling watching the game and like the fact that they got those stops and held it to a bunch of field goals, and you kind of it can be a little misleading. They ran over us the entire game. They completely dictated the pace of the game, and a couple of miraculous Christian Gonzalez plays took away what would have been an early blowout in a game that each field goal felt like a touchdown essentially for Seahawks. Just not a good game, man. It just we couldn't get anything going, and I don't know, man. I don't know really what else to say. The line couldn't block. The receivers couldn't get open. Drake was taking too long to make decisions. He was hesitating on throwing. He had open guys on certain plays. He was missing guys, and then at a certain point, you knew that Seahawks were going to get a touchdown, and then the touchdown was going to put the game away. It felt like the game was over when that point happened, and then there was some garbage time throws that Drake made, some okay ones. It was almost like when the pressure came off and when he kind of like loosened up, they moved the ball a little, but he also threw a bad interception and another. There was a pick six, fumble six, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't know. There's a things to address. There's obviously like positive things that we did this season, but that you're not gonna be able to.
Let's talk about the criticism, right? So after the game, right, we seen, like, before we get into like Rabel, the future, everyone being young, the person that was getting torched the most was Will Campbell, right? So what are your thoughts? Like, break down Will Campbell. What do you think of Will Campbell from that performance, from that game, the whole season, however you want to go?
I don't think
So the season, he was fine up until the injury. Nobody really had any complaints about his performances during the season. We had a positive view on him. People were upset when he got injured. I think that, as crazy as it sounds, I think that if he did, in fact, like, just full out for the season, at that point, we probably would have been better off with that being the case, because him coming back and playing not 100% for the player that he is at this point in his career, I don't think that was best for the team. Looking back, in retrospect, to be completely honest, I was completely for him coming back. I never questioned it. I was excited when he came back, but just looking back, like, seeing and hearing about like the injury, the torn ligament, and all that stuff, and it's like, I almost wish that it just was a season ender and we just stuck with Lowe the rest of the way, because putting him back in there in those spots when he wasn't 100%, it ended up, kind of taking away a lot of positive things that he did this season. He's a meme now. It's the same way that Jaylen Brown became a meme after the Miami game. Like, nobody cares about what you did during the season. The average person who's not watching training camp and not watching, every game, every play, they're just going to see this and be like, Will Campbell sucks. And that's what basically everybody is. And honestly, that's just the reality of the situation right now until he proves that he does.
Can I ask you a question about him?
Can
I ask you a question about him? So you just said that, know, he was fine during the regular season. Injury happened. I will chalk up some of his performance to his injury. Let's put that to the side now. The biggest criticism that we had all year was that he never really faced any real defenses or any real defensive lines like that. So is there like any chance to you at least that like maybe he finally encountered these defenses that people were saying we weren't encountering and he just didn't perform?
So I think we did play plenty of defenses during the season that had good pass rushes. I don't think that that's accurate. And I do
Okay.
think that he also had he played pretty good against Denver. Denver was a pretty clean game. I know the elements had
In the
factors
snow, yeah,
involved
yeah, I
in
was gonna
that.
say it's in the snow though. The defense
Will,
doesn't have
Will,
as much.
Will
They don't.
Anderson Will Anderson whooped his ass. The Chargers guys were putting pressure on him, and then you got to the Seattle game, and you had what
Got
you
smoked.
would think would be a little bit of even easier situation, but it wasn't the case. But I
They're
think
elite.
that
We won't take anything away from Seattle. They are elite, but yep. Go ahead.
I think that Rabel. I like what Rabel did. Rabel came right out. I don't know if you saw this part, but Rabel came right out and
Hmm.
said, "Will Campbell is our left tackle. Shut the fuck up," to everybody. Basically, he's our left tackle. There's nothing else to talk about. Don't talk about moving him to guard or moving him to right tackle or moving him here, doing anything. He said he's 22 years old and he is our left tackle. And he has. There's only there's another thing. We talked about this before. There's only been 3 times that this situation has ever happened in the history of the NFL. A rookie left tackle doesn't
We
go
get
to the
it.
Super Bowl. That's not
It's a
how
new
it
era,
goes.
bro. We get it. It's a new era though. So here's another question that I have for you though. Do you think that his limitations physically, we joked about him being T-Rex all year long, and those jokes kind of turned into reality the last few games. Do you think that has do you think his physical limitations are being undermined and we need to look at those a little bit more a little heavier than we like at the
I
beginning
don't.
we did look at that. We stopped, we said, hey, he's fine, and it seems like maybe that could be limiting him in like when he's facing these elite pass rush guys.
So I'll tell you this. I disagree with that, and the reason is because his limitations were based around his arm length. It was never based around his footwork and
Yeah,
his
yeah, no,
like
no, no, no,
base
no, no, no.
strength.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
But I
and
mean,
and
but that
no,
that doesn't that doesn't go into hand in hand though. Arm,
no. I'm
arm,
saying
and leg.
hold on. So I'm saying so his limitations were never about footwork and leverage and things like that. It was about the fact that longer, more athletic, and like quicker guys are going to be able to do the moves because they're going to get more like they're going to get underneath them. He
Yep,
was
yep.
losing straight up um,
Straight
anchoring
up and down.
like
Straight up and
battles.
down. Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah.
bum rushed right into Drake May, and he that wasn't happening during pre-injury. That wasn't happening at especially to a level that it was happening. It almost looked like it almost looked like how when they said like the players get the yips, there where it's like a mental thing. Like it was almost like and where it's just like he just forgot how to play the position essentially. And I
So
and you just hope that healing up and then obviously he's gonna have to hit the weight room. He's gonna have to work, on some of his techniques and everything. And then I mean that's really what I think. I think it was more so just overall and of just like different factors than it just all of a sudden like oh his arms didn't get any shorter
Yeah.
like it didn't
so do you
shrink
so here's the thing though, but
anymore.
do you have an issue like I feel like I know you enough where I feel like you do generally have an issue with what I'm about to say, but you don't have an issue with it in this instance. So when guys go into their game, go into these moments, they come out of injury. If you come out of injury, to us, you ready to play.
You ready to ball?
And if you're not coming out of this injury saying, hey, you know what, I'm not 100%, I'm just gonna give it no, 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 no. You came out here you talking shit, like you ready to ball, like you want to ball, and I'm cool with that. But for you to come back, not talk to the media, I get it. You're a young guy, you seem like a cornbread sensitive,
He
mama's
talked
boy
to the
type of
media.
guy.
We guys should listen to him talk to the media real quick
No,
before
no,
we
no,
wrap
no, no,
up.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. The night of, he avoided the media.
He did?
So
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
So it was the next
And then
day?
that's why he went to the next day and he apologized for it,
Oh,
which
okay.
that's fine.
I did not
But
know
I'm
that.
just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you not? Because you usually have an issue with that. So for you to come back, no. Let me finish though. For you to come
I
back,
think he
no,
walked
but for
away when I said it, though. I think he walked away when I said it.
okay, but no, I was listening the whole time though. But
So
like,
do
you don't
you
have an
said
issue,
that
but you
because
don't have
you
an
think the
issue with
best
him
way to
coming back.
blow?
But you don't have an issue with him coming back and saying, I was obviously you're not the same when you come back from an injury. And he said it like 3 or 4 times. And like he basically danced around his excuse. He wanted to use the injury as an excuse, and that's fine if you want to do it. You probably should have done it from the get. But if you want to use that as an excuse, but then he danced around it and didn't fully say, hey, I wasn't 100% healthy. I gave it my all and it wasn't enough. He said whatever he said, and then he said, but coming back from something like that, you just ain't the same. It ain't the same. The knee ain't the same. So it's just like you usually have a problem with that with any other athlete. Right now, you're telling me right now you don't have a problem with that.
But I'm saying I think it would have been better off to just because I understand the logic behind him being healthy enough to play, and then having that decision have to be made on your first round, fourth overall pick. I feel like there was pressure to get him back in if he was healthy, and then when he was healthy enough to play, there was almost zero option of pulling him out and putting back in Vidarian Lowe. The same way that people would say, like, you're not going to take C.J. Stroud out that game and put in Davis Mills. There's like a
I think that's a little bit different.
part of it.
I
But
think I understand that, but I think that's a little bit different. And my thing is you understand his demeanor. Do you not think when they were having those discussions, he was saying, "I'm good to go. I got it. I can perform. I can make it happen. I can execute." Do you think he was saying that, or do you think he was saying, "I'm not ready. I'm not ready," and they still decided to put him in? Obviously, he was saying he's ready. Obviously, he was saying he's healthy enough to make an impact, and they decided to make that decision based off of his health and based off of what he said. There's no way they was going into it and letting him play.
Let's listen to him real
and
quick
he
because I
said he's
actually
not
didn't
ready.
hear this whole thing. So let's listen to what he had to say because I know you guys are.
I don't think one performance defines a season. I think I did some good things this year. Obviously, there's room for growth in every aspect of my game. I'm 22 years old. I have a lot of room for growth in every aspect as a player, as a leader, whether that's strength and conditioning, pass protection, run blocking, whatever it might be. I have growth for everywhere. I'm young. I'm learning. I got a great coaching staff around me. I got great veterans around me. So I'm grateful for that, and I'll be ready to go when we get back. Yeah.
All right, couple.
He said there's room for improvement. In strength and conditioning, pass protection, run protection,
Just everything. Yeah. All right. That was a great talk about Will Campbell. Now I got a couple other things we need to talk about.